Hello, friends and neighbors. Swagman Piper 1926 here. How's everybody? A nice, chilly 20 something degrees here in southern Ohio. And I know it because I've been out chasing the chicken. Because I let them out for a minute and tried to get them all back in a little spot. I got one cantankerous chicken that I'm pretty sure the best essentially negotiator out there could not talk this chicken down. So, but what we've got here is some Black Irish Twist from 5621. I haven't cracked into this thing in a while. So, nice vinegary barbecue. About to eat it. But I wanted to take and kind of go through another little how-to, if you will. Now, this is called a rope, as you can probably see that. There are a few ways of cutting. You can use your traditional, regular old pocket knife. And if you're got one like mine, the blade's dirty. No, you get what you have the sheep's foot, and be able to. I'm gonna see if I can adjust this so you can see how I cut my finger, or most likely we'll try. Try and cut you off a small piece, like so. And of course, like we've talked about, you want to break that up with your fingers and prepare to pack said pipe. Now, you don't have this kind of knife, or if it's just a regular straight one of these, they still cut. Regular old pocket knife, cut it just fine. But you can see now, unless you have steadier hands than me, which is of course very highly possible, because mine are not that steady, you'll get a big slice, big thick piece on the end, or if you try and cut thin, it'll come out wide at the bottom. Good possibility. But it all burns. You want to break it up, or you don't like using your everyday pocket knife, and you have a little sheath knife, like maybe something like this, or a kitchen knife with the rounded, so still without cutting one's finger. Put the blade down, and with a single chop, and working back and forth, and makes fine thing, respectively evenly done. Now, I'll show you one more other little thing that I learned kind of out of necessity. And I'm going to move y'all back up now, so I can see who I'm talking to out there. The kind of picked it up, learned it out of necessity. Because most of my pipe smoking is done in my work van or at work. So if I'm in my work van and I wanted to smoke some of this, I either have to cut it while driving, pull off the side of the road if there's a spot to cut some of this and pack it and everything, or figure out a better method. Now, by any means am I telling you that to get out there and drive and cut rope tobacco, and no, I most certainly am not. But I am going to show you a little trick. Now this is just a little cheap cigar cutter from one of the little local ones here in Huntington. See, nothing fancy. It moves through that stuff a lot easier than it does a cigar. But normally, you can get a more uniform cut. Which kept me, while trying to cut and pack and all this stuff, I would use this to cut this and set it on the top part of my phone. Break it up and kind of set that kind of formed a ball like we talked about before, and then packed it in your pipe. But I could still hold on to the steering wheel and pipe and go pick it up and do pack it and still drive safely. So have my nice Phil Rivera. I haven't smoked this one in a while. And nothing fancy. Nothing fancy, just putting it in there, folks. Depending on how thin you cut it is depending on how, or part of the thing of how you pack it. Because if you cut chunks like I tended to do with the pocket knife, you're going to not want to pack it as, say, tight as what you would something you've broken up. And even though this is not super moist, but I mean, there is moisture to it. It's not crackling. I can bend it. So it's it's going to take a few lights to get it where it is staying lit. And even then, it will most likely take a few more continuously. So, I just wanted to... Are you really going to do that? Well, come here if you're coming. No? The goat. Yeah. Oh, really? Jumped out of my hand. The ghost, which is one of the cats. He was thinking about just walking through the video. So, there's some ideas for you all. Hopefully this helps somebody out there. Those of you who don't know, Black Irish Twist is not an aromatic per se. in the term of a sweet topping. In my opinion, it is an aromatic, partially because of like the Kentucky flavors and everything, the barbecue flavor. But you say, well, you know, it's cool and all, but I don't need this information because I don't smoke that stuff. Well, there is out there. I've seen it. I've never purchased any of it. A maple. Is this Hogarth? Or Gallup and Hogarth? I think this stuff is Gallup and Hogarth. Don't quote me on that, because it's been a minute since I've looked it up, checked it out, all that good stuff. But they do make, there is a maple twist out there. I've seen it, I've smelled it, I've never bought any, never tried any. But it is out there. So if you're an aromatic smoker and you're like, well, I'll never use it, look into their twist, the maple. Who knows? This might help you. So folks, I hope y'all take care of yourselves. Enjoy this nice crisp weather. I've got a few more chores to do, and then I'm going to head to work. So y'all take care. And remember, kindness costs us nothing.